Hello, friends, and welcome to a special edition episode of WOD. Not on a Saturday, but on a Sunday morning, right here getting you ready to kick off your week, continue your Memorial Day holiday season weekend, and we got more wrestling content to give predictions and break down. So many great shows on Boom Broadcasting. We had the nightcap on Friday night, had WOD on Saturday, had 3 from Deep with my boy Jason talking about the Knicks. What's going on with the Knicks? I told you I'm a Lakers fan, but I've been cheering for the Knicks for about the past 2 years since Jalen Brunson has gotten there. Really enjoy Jalen Brunson's game. I like Carl Anthony Towns. Was high on him when he was at Kentucky. Saw him get traded to the Knicks. So it made me get more into watching more Knicks games. So I'm wanting to know what's going on with the Knicks. Definitely check out 3 from Deep. Jason broke down everything he saw in the game on Friday night. And we got a game that happened last night with OKC in Minnesota that they'll be talking about for 3 from Deep. So many shows. You got Quick Hit with Shannon. He'll be talking about basketball and hockey, dugout debris, everything on Boom. So much going on. But as we said, a special episode because we got wrestling on Saturday night with the Saturday night main event. Man, was main event hot. Hope you guys enjoyed the Saturday night main event, the WOD main event predictions, and the Saturday night main event nightcap. Hope you guys enjoyed that. But it's Sunday, fun day, and we got wrestling because we got 2 shows that simultaneously were not supposed to go head up. So let's just say wink, wink, nudge, nudge. We got a Sunday Night War, and we can't wait to get into it right here on the special edition of WOD. Just got a text from the press who said I was out of pocket because talking about the Knicks on a wrestling show. But hey, the Knicks got to get going. They do. They're down 2 games. They got to win a game 3 in Indiana. I thought going into game 3, they would be up 2-0. That's what I thought. I thought Indy would take 3 and 4 at their home. Then New York would get 5, lose 6, come back, win 7 in the Garden. But we are wrong. Indiana has went in and shocked the world and gone up 2 games, and now they're in the driver's seat. Kind of like this Minnesota OKC. OKC is just driving. Who's going to stop SGA? That's the question. We can't wait to find out on 3 from D as we continue the NBA playoffs. As I said, 2 shows, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, that were not supposed to go simultaneously head up against each other. But as Shawn Michaels has stated on record, he was not planning to do this, but he has said there has been a tradition whenever there's a holiday weekend, WWE does the Saturday night. We enjoy the Saturday night premium live events. Please do not switch back to Sunday night. We have been spoiled for the past year and a half, 2 years now in the Triple H Paul Levesque era of Saturday night premium live events. NXT comes right back the following night around about 7:30 Eastern time and does an NXT show. We've seen it happen on all the big weekends besides Mania. You know, the Royal Rumble weekend, it happens. On Survivor Series weekend, it happens. It used to happen on the SummerSlam weekend, but SummerSlam now is going to be a 2-night event, so it won't happen. But we've seen it. And it used to be where NXT would come on Saturday night and Vinnie Mac roll his production on Sunday night, his big show. And back in those days, NXT was killing the WWE shows. You know, I wanted to watch the NXT shows on Saturday night back when you had Sammy, Bobby, you had Karrion Kross, Adam Cole, all of them on Saturday night NXT, Samoa Joe. You had Oscar. I was watching the NXT show. I'm like, hey, I don't got to watch the WWE show. I can just read about it or see what happens on Raw when they do the B-roll table, what happens. But now both shows are premium shows produced to high quality standards with great matches. And they're going to continue this tradition of doing a Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening show following a WWE show. Nothing new. But here's the caveat right here, the catch-22, as I would like to say. AEW also does premium live events on holiday weekends. Nothing new. AEW's been doing this since the existence of All Elite Wrestling. They say Saturday night, WWE will give it to you. That's your night. But you better believe Sunday night, we're coming right back at you. And now they don't do it on the Big Four weekends, which is the Mania, Royal Rumble, SummerSlam, Survivor Series. AEW does not put out a Sunday night production, but it is something like a, Extreme Rules, Money in the Bank. AEW always comes back and does something on that Sunday night. So for the first time, you have a Sunday night war of a 7:30 show that starts at 7:30 and another show that starts around about 8 Eastern time, going head to head to see who gets the more viewership. Now, of course, NXT will be on the Peacock streaming out. So if you have Peacock streaming services, you can watch the NXT show. If not, you have to go to Amazon to watch the AEW show and pay the $50 fee to watch their premium live event. Could that be the pendulum that swings one way for one promotion to get more viewership? Or will people just say, hey, I'm an AEW fan, I don't mind giving the $50? That's how I was with WWE, TNA, Ring of Honor, and AEW, and New Japan. If I wanted to see it, hey, I just paid the money to watch it because I want to watch a good wrestling production show, so I paid to watch it. So will that come into play? We don't know, but we got to make some predictions as we go head-to-head on a Sunday night to see who gathers the most viewership. Will it be on the Amazon streaming out with AEW, or will it be right back on Peacock with NXT? And speaking of NXT, let's talk about some predictions. This show will be held in Tampa, Florida at the Yingling Center. As I stated, start time 7:30. All you need with NXT is 5 matches. The night before on Saturday Night Main Event, 4 matches. So WWE says we're going to just go what? 1 more. Give you 5. We're going to start with a tag match. But I would not start with this match, but I feel like WWE is going to start with this one. But I'm going to change the WWE format. And I'm going to ask Shawn Michaels if I can sit in the chair beside him. Shawn, you produce the matches. I give you the match order. I would start off at 7:30 after we do all the preliminaries of opening up, welcome to NXT Battleground, all that good stuff. I would start off with the match that means the most in a singles match. And it's 2 you can start with. So, first thing I would do, I would say his name. Somebody say, Joe Hendry, say his name. He appears. We would start with the TNA World Champion opening up the show versus Trick Williams, something that has been brewing for a long time and would be a great, entertaining match. Joe Hendry getting the crowd very excited. Trick Williams, whether you boo him now or you still cheer for him, when that music come on, whoop that Trick. People are going to say it because it's just still so catchy. Would open up my card on Battleground. And the winner of that match would be no other than the reigning and defending TNA World Champion, Joe Hendry. Then I would jump right into my second match. And my second match will still be another one of those matches. Let's tear the house down. We got him hot. We brought out Joe Hendry. Now we got him boiling. Let's tear the house down with a wrestling match. A match where you will see great wrestling in. I'm going straight to the NXT Women's North American Championship. The champion Sorika versus Kalani Jordan. That will be my second match, and boy, we would tear the house down because I would just tell both of the females, go out there and work and put on a show. But of course, when you do that, there has to be a winner. Why take the strap off Sorika? She's doing good with the strap. I say it all the time. Sometimes the title makes the person. Sometimes the person makes the title. right now the titles making Sorika, making her even more elevating her to more of a main eventer on NXT. She's already been good. She just needed to go to give her that last boost to get over the finish line, and now she's over the finish line running in the next race. Sorika retains. So we got to slow it down. Match 3, let's slow it down. We got them too high. I mean, they're in there now. They're down there in Tampa. There's a guy up there in the section, up there in the upper floor section. He's trying to German suplex somebody through a chair up there. I got to bring them down, Sean. They're just too hot. We got to bring them down, and you give them a good tag team match right here. Hank and Tank and Josh Bridges versus the Clunning, Brooks Jensen, Nico Vance, and Sean Spears. Not saying this will be a bad match, just a match where you can bring that high down. They're riding right now. They're jacked up. The beer's flowing. The heavy liquor's flowing. A little bit of the bubbly, as Chris Jericho would say, is flowing. And they're up there in the stands fighting, suplexing each other, suplex city somewhere. And guess what? Now we got a good tag match with 3 guys who can work, put on a good match, and tell a good story. And I'm going to go with the Culling to win. I'm going with Jensen Vance and Sean Spears to get the win. So now we got to get to the meat and bones of the show. That middle match. That match that, man, it was a hot first half. Who's the halftime guy to get us to the second half? And I'm going with Old Faithful, who I know in this match, they're going to tell a story. And they're going to take us on a roller coaster ride. There's going to be ups and downs. There's going to be false finishes. There's going to be an agony of defeat where you can see somebody in a submission getting ready to tap, and then they have that last spurt and birth of energy to come in to get out of it. I'm going with the biggest rivalry right now in NXT. Bigger than Trick Williams, Joe Hendry. That is the family. I'm going with Tony D'Angelo, our good brother, our good Italian brother, versus that no good weasel who turned on the boss, the underboss, Channing Stacks Lorenzo. And I'm giving them 15 to 20 minutes to go out there and tell a story. And I want Tony D'Angelo to get the win, but we can run this back a few more times. So I'm going to let Stacks win because he cheats to win, but going to run it back on another NXT Premium Live event. Stacks beats Tony D'Angelo, the boss. Now we're down to our final 2 matches. I got a women's championship, the NXT women's title, Stephanie Valkyrie versus Jordan Grace. Is it time for the Juggernaut to submit her legacy as a NXT women's champ, or will Stephanie Valkyrie win? And you feel like Stephanie Valkyrie right now is just the Oscar of this generation's NXT. When Oscar was NXT, she was just heavily booked, dominant. You couldn't beat her. You're starting to see this with Stephanie Valkyrie because they're not only appearing on NXT, her show, she's crossing over to Monday night. She's crossing over to Friday night. They're making her a big deal. So you still need another good match under your belt to keep this momentum going. And as bad as I want the Juggernaut to win, Jordan Grace doesn't get it this time. Next time she will. Not this time. She comes so close, but no cigar. Stephanie Valkyrie retains the NXT women's title. Now it's time for the main event. You know what that means. Only one thing. Here comes the ruler, Obafemi versus Miles Bourne for the NXT Championship. We don't even have to go further into this match. We ain't taking the belt off the ruler, Obafemi. If anybody's going to be Obafemi for that title, it's going to be Joe Hendry or somebody on that magnitude. Nothing against Miles Bourne. It could be Javon Evans who beats him for that title. Nothing against Miles Bourne, but right now when Oba loses, it's either going to be Javon Evans or Joe Hendry that beats him for the NXT World title. NXT is in the books. We made those predictions. We had a great show. So now we got to hop over to AEW for an AEW Double or Nothing 2025. They're going head to head. Double or Nothing is going to be a good show. AEW is doing this show somewhere out in the desert. And a good friend of mine, Derek, the Devastator, the Collector, is going to be live watching this show, giving us live premium footage as it unfolds right there on his Twitter. So make sure you go follow my boy Derek the Devastator so that you can see live things unfold in the AEW show, especially when they take those breaks. We go with our first match. Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford versus Anna Jay and Harley Cameron. I'm a Penelope Ford guy, so I'm going with Penelope Ford and Megan Bayne to win this match. Now, to one of the matches that I'm looking forward to. The AEW Women's Owen Hart Foundation Tournament Championship match. Say that 4 times, 3 times fast, and see if you can do it. Jamie Hayter versus Mercedes Moné, the CEO. You guys know who I'm picking. Mercedes just dropped one of her titles about 2 weeks ago. Do not see her losing the Owen Hart Foundation match because they're getting ready to set her up for a match against Timeless Toni. Winner takes all. That's what they're going to do. Mercedes Moné wins the Owen Hart 2025 Foundation Tournament, setting up a match with Timeless Toni Storm, where Timeless will. We're not going to talk about that one. We'll say that for another episode. Now, the match I'm looking for, besides the Mercedes Moné match, glad to be going back and forth. So that's why you got to be checking my boy Derek the Devastator's Twitter out. So when this match starts, he'll let me know to switch back over to AEW for NXT if I'm watching NXT. Next match I'm looking forward to is probably one of my favorite matches. The Hurt Syndicated. We hurt people. We hurt people, man. That is just so catchy. And can I say, the middle school kids at my daughter's school, I went to the baseball game the other day. And when the kid hit the baseball, he got a single. When he got on base, the first thing all the kids in the stands started saying was, we hurt people. We hurt people. All I could do was bust out laughing and say, man, wrestling, it's just a culture everywhere now. Shout out to the kid I seen at the game who said, yee, when I walked by to him, he said, yee. I said, hey, man, that's what's up. I like that. We got a good match right here. The Hurt Syndicated, Bobby Lashley, Shelton Benjamin, of course, the other members of the Hurt Syndicate, MVP, the spokesman, and the newly found member, MJF. We did not get Swerve. We thought we were going to get Swerve, and I'm using that word Swerve very loosely because there is a Swerve Strickland, but we thought we were going to get Swerve because we just knew Cedric Alexander was going to come out during the contract sign of MJF joining the Hurt Syndicated. And I was like, please don't let this happen. MJF needs to be in the Hurt Syndicate because it's just so much he can bring. Just him being himself, the most over heel ever, now joining the most dominant tag group ever, becoming the Hurt Syndicate and joining. Just great. I'm glad it didn't happen. If Cedric Alexander does come and join, and it'd be all of them would not be mad, but so glad that MJF officially is in the Hurt Syndicate. Versus Sons of Texas. Day one guys. The OGs. Dusty Rhodes and Sammy Guevara. We like day one guys. They are the Ring of Honor tag champs. We like day one guys. We like OGs. We like guys who've been there since the first day the factory opened. They got longevity. They got the foot in the game. They kind of can brag a little bit. Kind of can talk the talk. When you guys were over at another corporation, being the Hurt business, we were over at AEW, putting in work. Sons of Texas, even though we were on the tag team, Sammy Guevara was putting in work with Jericho and them. I was putting in work with my brother, Cody. Then you guys come over here, now you want to think you are the best. But you got to go through us, the OGs. And one thing I like about AEW, I say it all the time, when they get it right, by golly, they get it right. You do not have to have a unification match. Now, you're saying, Sean, you're contradicting yourself because you said Mercedes Moné and Timeless Toni will be a winner-take-all. Yes, you can do that right there. But we don't got to unify the tag belts. The AEW tag belts on the line. The Ring of Honor tag belts are not. So what does that mean? We hurt people. The Hurt Syndicate will hurt Dustin Rhodes and Sammy Guevara and they will retain their titles. And MJF will get involved to help them retain their titles. And guess what? Gotta give Dusty Rhodes a shout out. That promo he cut the other night on Dynamite, man, but it's got to be in his mid-late 50s. And I mean, you could feel the passion in that promo as if his daddy, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, was talking to the Hurt Syndicate. Where he said, "You can hurt me, but you won't break me. Hurt me." That felt like Dusty Rhodes. I'm telling you, Cody and Dustin, they have dug into their daddy's old library of promos. And both of them, when they get a chance to cut a promo where they know it is a big time, big lights match, they knock it out the park right now. Something both of them were lacking in their beginning years, but something both of them have mastered in their later years of wrestling, with the Roses right have been able to sound like their daddy, be convincing, and put butts in seats, as the American Dream would say, when it comes to cutting a promo to bring people to the arena to watch you fight. Both of them have mastered that trade now. Now, an AEW women's tag match. Timeless Toni Storm, my girl, versus Mina Shakaraj. Say that 3 times fast. I'm not even going to worry about it because my girl will retain. We're still in the timeless era. But here's the kicker and here's the question. Does Mariah May show back up? Or is the clock wounded down and time is winding up upon us and she's one step away from that WWE NXT appearance? We'll find out in this match, but I'm taking Timeless Toni to win. FTR and versus Daniel Garcia and Nigel McGuinness. So good to see Nigel McGuinness back in the ring. You're working with probably 2 of the best guys working with Dash and Cash Wheeler. I'm so glad you're working with FTR. If you need protection, these are the guys who will protect you in this match right here. The best sound, technical wrestlers, everything they do. So smooth, so crisp. Wish so badly. And I'm only saying this because I want one thing. I wish when their time is up, they would go to WWE. Because this won't happen at AEW. It just won't happen. You already know what I'm talking about. Go back to WWE and bring back Jim Cornette as their manager and make them the Midnight Express 3.0. You already had 2.0 Midnight Express, make them the Midnight Express 3.0. FTR, Jim Cornette in the corner with him, with the tennis racket, with the loud, colorful suits. He will not do it in the AEW. He will not do it. He has swore he won't do it. No matter how hard they beg him, he will not show up there. And AEW will not have him there because he's very advocate on AEW's programming of what they're presenting to us, the masses, to watch on a weekly basis as it discusses him so much. But if they went to WWE, would not be shocked if he took him up on that offer. FTR will win this match. They will win it. But FTR, when your time is up, please consider going back to WWE just so we as fans can see Jim Cornette one last ride as a manager with that red suit, yellow tie, tennis racket in his head, the Cornette glasses, and just fussing about everything for you guys as y'all stand up with the tag titles. Now, next match is probably one of the best matches on the card. AEW doing 10 tonight. You know, I always say you don't have to do 10. AEW loves long. They love long cards. That's their calling. We're going to give you more matches. They're going to give you 4 and 5. We're going to give you 10. It's a stretcher match. Mark Briscoe versus Ricochet. Ricochet has been doing good in this heel run. Ricochet beats Mark Briscoe in the stretcher match. Now, when I start looking at the card and I say, here we go. Now, you could end to me, you could do maybe 1 or 2 more matches and call it a night. But as I said, AEW likes 10-match cards. They like long cards. That's their calling. But here's the one you can scratch if you're me. I don't need Anarchy in the arena. I don't want Anarchy nowhere in my life. So why would I want it on my TV or in the arena if I'm Derek the Devastator there watching it, knowing I may could get hit with a chair, a piece of popcorn, a Butterfinger, a Snickers bar, a trash can, a stop sign. I could get hit with any of that. So why would I want Anarchy in the arena? I don't want it. You don't have to do it tonight. You can save this match and let it be a main event on Dynamite. That's where you can do it. A main event next week on Dynamite. We're going to have Anarchy in the arena, and we're just going to cut the lights off and let them fight. Let them fight. Don't have to do it on the premium live event. But when you got 3 people in the match that are the EVPs, they kind of got to get themselves on the premium live event to get that payday. It just didn't have to do it. But I'm not booking it. I'm not in the driver's seat. Kenny Omega, Swerve Strickland, and Willow Nightingale, and the Opps, Samoa Joe, Powerhouse Hobbs, and Shibuya versus the Death Riders, John Moxley, Claudio Castagnoli, Marina Sharif, Willa Yater, and the Young Bucks backing Nick Jackson. As I said, I don't like Anarchy in my life. I don't need Anarchy on my TV on Sunday night. If I'm there sitting beside my boy Derek Devastator, I don't want Anarchy in the arena because I don't want to get hit with popcorn, a Butterfinger, a Snickers bar, a pack of Skittles. Shout out to the Barbarian who did it before. A pack of Skittles. I don't want to get hit with none of that stuff. I don't need it. Save it for Dynamite. Make it a main event on Dynamite next Wednesday night. We got to pick a winner. I'm going with Willow and Omega and all them Swerve Strickland to win this match right here. Now to probably the most technical wrestling match, if this guy can put on a wrestling match of his great caliber. I need him to go in the time machine. And I need him to find the Okada that I watched in New Japan, the Rainmaker. This Okada we have on AEW is not the Rainmaker. It's more of a thunder, not even a thunderstorm, an evening shower. It's not the Rainmaker that I grew up watching in New Japan, who I said, this guy can go with anybody. He's a star. He can tell a story in a match. He can put on a 5-star match. And when our good friend Uncle Dave said a 5-star match, it was a 5-star match. Right now, Okada, this version of him in AEW, is an evening shower in my backyard that I'm looking at and saying, when will it pass? Because I need to walk to the garage to get something out of the garage. That's what we have. And if you want to quote that on any show, please do. If you want to post that on X or Twitter or anywhere, please do. Because it's not the Rainmaker. It's an evening shower. And I'm sitting on the deck saying, when will it pass in 5 more minutes so I can walk to the garage and get something out that I need? Because I need this tool or I need this ladder to fix something in the house. Versus Speedball Mike Bailey. I like Mike Bailey back from TNA. To me, Mike Bailey is a very good wrestler. If the Okada from New Japan shows up at Double or Nothing 2025, if he walks out, the Okada from New Japan, if he says for one night, I will be the Rainmaker, you're going to have arguably the best match on the program right here. But if we get the Okada that I have seen, and I will admit, I have not watched a lot of AEW. I kind of did a deep dive fast forward AEW to get to the night so I can know how to make my picks. So shame on me for that. But the Okada I saw during my deep dive fast forward AEW, the Okada I've been hearing Jim Cornette talk about, the Okada I've been hearing other podcasts talk about, the Okada that I saw every time I watched one of his matches on AEW, if that Okada shows up, this is going to be a horrible match. And I'm hoping that Speedball Mike Bailey takes the title off of him so we can get him off TV. I'm sick of him. I don't know what happened. I don't know if he got over into the States and just said, you know what? I don't want to do these 5-star matches no more. I don't want to be the Rainmaker. I'm okay with being the evening shower in the backyard. If he said that, then guess what? That's him. He's collecting the check. But you, as a wrestler that can put on a great match and tell a great story, you're really sticking it to the fans right now, Okada. And I don't know, maybe because he got tied up in the little Young Bucks vortex, and he kind of said, well, if I'm in the vortex with them, I got to kind of act like the Young Bucks. Because, I used to like the Young Bucks. Now, I'm the biggest Young Bucks critic of all. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm hoping Speedball Mike Bailey wins this match. And I'm hoping that we get the Rainmaker. And I walk away from this match saying, I need to rewind it and watch it again. Because, oh my gosh, I cannot believe this match was that awesome. Now, another match that you could have saved for another Dynamite main event. 2 matches that could have been 2 weeks of Dynamite programming main event. You could have had the first one, the Anarchy in the Arena match, as the main event next week on Dynamite, but you could have had this trios match. Guess what? Kind of set it up where they kind of ran into each other to set up another main event for next week's Dynamite. That's where WWE does good at. They say, hey, we got this match as our main event, the Street Profits versus DIY, or the Street Profits versus the Motor City Machine Guns. But what we're going to do is have DIY come interrupt this tag match to set up something for next week with the same 3 teams. It's booking 101. The Persian, Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, and Roger Strong. Pretty much Undisputed Era 2.0, minus my boy, O'Fish, Bobby O'Fish. Versus the Don Callis family. Tashaki, Cal Fletcher, and Josh Alexander with Don Callis. This is one of those matches that, like Anarchy in the Arena, I'm not invested in it. I like Adam Cole. I'm an Adam Cole guy. But I'm just not invested in this match. It has nothing to wheel me in to say, wow, I need to watch this match. I'm taking the Paragon, Adam Cole, and them to win. Finally, to our last match is a 10-match card. AEW likes long cards. Not knocking on. That's their stick. Long cards. Hangman Adam Page versus Will Ospreay for the men's Owen Hart Championship Tournament Finals. Winner gets a chance to go against the AEW World Champion in this match. And winner is all in this match to go against Jon Moxley, our AEW champ. I got to say Will Ospreay. I think it's Will Ospreay's time. Will Ospreay can put on a great match. If Hangman puts on a good match, this will be another one that can steal the night right here. But my pick is Will Ospreay to win the AEW Men's Owen Hart Foundation Cup Tournament, setting up a match with Jon Moxley in the future. 2 shows on Sunday night, NXT Battleground, AEW Double or Nothing 2025. I can't wait to watch both of them. I can't wait to see what happens, what unfolds. This was Sean with a special WOD edition right here on a Sunday, getting you ready for Battlegrounds and Double or Nothing. Till next week, we'll see you next week on WOD.